Alright, well, yeah, spoiler warning. What are my thoughts on the episode? Oh, Jesus! Oh, where do I even begin? I don't even know what I want to start on. Somebody say something so I can jump off of you. Where do I even begin? I mean, I didn't hate it. I liked part of it, didn't like a part of it. I don't know. It was, like you said, very, very mixed. It was longer than 38 minutes, though, so whoever said that, well, you're wrong. But that being said, it's still... I don't know, I'll get into the details a little sooner, but... Or in a little bit, but... At the end of the show, I just kind of was left wanting more, and not in a good sense, because I know you could make a case for that being good. Like, oh, that's good, you want more, but it was... Not like, wow, that show was so amazing, I can't wait to see Season 2. It's like, wow, we didn't really see a lot in this season. Not in terms of Boba. That's kind of where I feel like I'm still thirsty. Like, got out of a desert, like, I want water, and I get, like, a couple drops. I'm like, that was good, but could I get, like, some more? Like, a little bit, at least? That's how I feel with that show. Like, they just teased me. They didn't show as much as I would have liked. Rodriguez, let's just get into Rodriguez, because you all know I don't really like him. I mean, I still don't really like him. I thought he could have done a better job. It wasn't as bad as some of the other ones. But that was kind of like how we said before. That was only because there was a bunch of exciting stuff to make you look away from it. So I actually still am not really a fan of Rodriguez's directing, at least when it comes to Star Wars, because one scene I noticed right away was Bryan Cranston. Oh god, here we go. All the new people are going to watch it like, who's that? He gets shot, and he's like, ah, I can barely walk, and then in the next scene he's running again, like, well, I thought you were hurt! Somebody throw a back-to-bomb at you? I didn't see it. And then he's limping again, and the next one he's running. Like, okay, are we wounded or are we not wounded? That was one of those things where it was like, dude, I don't think that comes down to overall writing of the show, because I highly doubt Favreau was like, alright, the Wookiee gets wounded and he's limping. Alright, next shot, he's not going to be wounded and limping, and then, okay, back to wounded and limping for the third shot. That's not overall writing. That comes down to directors. So that's Rodriguez fucking up. And I said I would get into my thoughts with him once the show's over. And again, I am not a fan of his directing whatsoever. He did a lousy job in terms of that stuff. So, there you go. If you want to hear my thoughts on the other two, go watch them. I'm not going to go into detail on those anymore. But he does not know what he's doing when it comes to that type of stuff. It's like, dude, like, stands out so much. It's like, what is going on, man? ATV just said it too before the stream delay caught up. Glad I'm not the only one who noticed that right off the gate. Or out the gate. What else? Grogu's back. I got nervous when I saw the X-Wing. I was like, oh, here we go. I was glad Luke wasn't there. But Grogu, obviously, came back. Which I don't like. And I'm going to get into that. And that's my biggest complaint. Say it nicely. Say it nicely. Whew. How fucking stupid. Am I the only one who thinks this? That, oh my god, we built up Grogu! He's gone! Grogu! I'm reaching out to the TV right now, that's why I'm not running. Like, my Grogu's gone! And Amanda! Oh, we're never gonna see him! It's gonna take so long! And before Season 3 even comes out, the first episode, he's already back with Mando. Doesn't that feel like they're just trying to stick him around too long? They're like... it just feels like they're like, oh, we got rid of him, oh, but we don't want to lose those profits, so we need to write him back in somehow. That's how it feels to me. And I like Grogu scenes. I like the Luke and Grogu scenes from the previous episodes, but it just kind of like, bro, before Season 3 even comes out, he's already reunited and back with him. Not that he went back and saw him, but now they're back together. It's like, so all that shit we went through in Season 2 was for nothing then. Like, they were like, he's gone. Okay, well, we just wanted to show Luke, but now he's going to go back with you. Because we need you on screen for the money. And again, he ultimately will go back with Luke and train as a Jedi. Don't get me wrong, but it really just feels like they wanted to keep Grogu around. I'm like, dude, that is not good. Grogu, I love Grogu, but write it in better than that. Literally, from one episode to the next of Mando, he's going to be there. And again, on the next season of Mando, they're probably not going to start with Mando and Grogu right away. They're probably going to start with some of the scenes where he was alone, so it's not officially the next episode. But we already know going in that they reunite now. So it's like, even if it won't be in the first episode, we already know the outcome. So it's like, that really fucking annoyed me. That was probably my biggest annoyance out of this whole show. was like, that's why you did that? Like, I almost feel... I know it's not the case, but it almost feels like they put the show together just so they could write Grogu back to be in Season 3 of Mando. It's like, is that the only reason you brought Boba back? Like, I know it's not, but it kinda has that feel of it, yeah, just a little bit. Like, it's like, dude, what the hell, man? Like, I don't know. It's just weird. At least those were my thoughts. Those are my biggest scenes. What else was there? Somebody say something. What else was there? I know I'm forgetting many, many things. The bikers, not enough of them died, unfortunately. We had some of the like, that's my other complaint. None of the main characters died, and I know that's usually the case in a lot of them, but all those main bikers, not one of them could have died. Like, I know I just don't like the bikers. But, like, not one of you could die. Like, they had the Asian one die in the background, but she was, like, not even a main mod. Like, who is she? I never even seen her. Now she dies. I don't give a shit about her. It's like, why don't you put, like, a main character, at least one of the main little Power Rangers die. Nah, none of them died. Which I didn't like. What else? It sounds like I just hate it. I don't, but... What else? Overall, let me just say the overall thoughts of the show real quick. We're jumping all around, but I don't really care. If you expected a well-orchestrated thing with notes, you came to the wrong place. What else? Like, overall, I enjoyed the show, but it was not well written at all. There were moments of good writing where I feel like the payoff wasn't there, really. Like, they built up the Pikes so much, and at the end, the Pikes didn't kill a single person, really, in the final episode. I mean, maybe they shot one of those background characters, but they just didn't feel like they did much. Which is kind of what we even said when they got off the ship earlier. I was like, they're just going to be cannon fodder, and I was hoping it wouldn't turn out to be that. And that's kind of what it turned out to be. And we knew Boba was going to win, obviously, but it just didn't feel like there was much of a threat, honestly. Like, the Wookiee getting shot 1,000 times, and ultimately he's fine. I mean, his two Gamorrean guards did die. I did forget about them. They did die. That's good. Fuck those pigs. What else? We were right about the Pikes killing the Tuskens. That was obvious, though. It was definitely the Pikes. I thought maybe it would have been Bane when they showed him, but initially we did think it was the Pikes. That was just such an obvious play. So that, I don't even know why people didn't think of that. Like, that, it was like just so out there. I was like, obviously they're the ones who killed him. But whatever. So at least I was right on that. One of the only things I was right on. Been wrong on just about everything else. So those whatever, I forgot the technical name of them. Those big spider tank wannabes. They seemed really fucking useless. I gotta admit, man. Like, there's a scene where there's all these civilians, which I don't even think we saw a civilian die. Did we? I don't even remember. I'm talking with my hands, that's why I just randomly stopped running, by the way. But they're running down the street in the open and nobody gets shot. It's like, dude, what are these droids even for if they can't kill people running away? Like, dude, come on now. Not to make an inappropriate joke about the modern world we live in. There's certain shooters out there who can do a better job than those program killer droids. Like, what? Like, so that was annoying, but it's just like, we want an exciting scene where you're running from people, like, woo, and didn't hit anybody. There was plenty cannon fodder they could have killed off, and they still chose not to. It's like, ugh. So I didn't like that. Kind of felt Game of Thronesy last season, but even Game of Thrones killed off cannon fodder. These guys really didn't even do that towards the end. What else was there? Cad Bane. I didn't mind that he got defeated the way he did. I didn't mind that fight, but I know there's... I kind of feel like he's still alive, but at the same time, not. I don't know, I'm conflicted. Because his little, like, I don't know what it was, a little beepy thing on his chest, I thought it was still going. But it could just be, like, his final breaths, you know. So I don't really know. Come on, Mr. Poole. What else was there? Like, even if Bane is dead here, well, I still think we'll see him in other stuff now. They put him in live action. I have a feeling we'll still see him in other shows. The last second, what do you call it? Showing at the end. What do you call? Like where they usually put trailers. They showed Bane and that mod guy. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck about either of those guys. Like, that's your fucking, like, ooh, look at what we have moment. Like, what is that, dude? Like, that's just... I don't give a fuck about Vance. I like him, but he didn't warrant a ending screen. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, he's alive. Yeah, I kind of already figured that, dude. I didn't think he was dead. I didn't give a shit about seeing him in a back to tank. Oh, they're gonna mod him. Oh my god. So excited for the next season. I don't give a shit about that. So it just, at the end, really, it just feels like they wanted to bring Boba back for the sake of bringing him back and tell other people's stories. I didn't really get me excited for Boba. He could have done better. He did fight towards the end. He had some weird moves, though. I'll admit, there was, I don't know how to describe it without showing a picture, but like he lifts his knee up to shoot some and shoots the other way with a pistol. It looked weird as fuck, but I'm like, whatever, at least he's doing something. It's better than him just standing there not doing anything. But it was just like, that was a little weird, but at the end, I don't know, man. This show, it just needed to be longer. It really did. It feels way too crammed, especially with how few episodes there are and how little of Boba's actually story they told. It just, I don't know. It just really did not feel well put together at all. Feels like they just pieced it together in a hurry to be like, hey, I have something. So I didn't really like that. But at the end, I still think a lot of my complaints about the show are on Rodriguez, not the overall writing. The overall writing has flaws, but Rodriguez in particular was just such a failure. I don't want to see him in Star Wars anymore. I don't give a fuck. He had other good shit, yeah. Well, he struck out for me 3 for 3. Or 0 for 3 in this case, not 3 for 3. He 3 for 3 in striking out. Let's put it that way. If you want to look at it negative, he just did not do a good job. I was disappointed. He's not on the level of Rian Johnson for me, but he cannot handle the small things in a fight scene well. Just, I don't like him. I give up. I tried. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, but like, whatever. Fuck off, Rodriguez. Do I think there'll be a second season? Probably. Either that or they're going to dive very deep into Boba from, with Mando, like in his show. But, again, with him not dropping any teasers, I'm not so sure. Maybe they were waiting to see on what fan opinion would be before they were to, like, gonna be convinced to make another season. I don't know. But that ending scene, like, really threw me for a loop because I did not give a shit about Vance. I was like, what? You didn't show Obi-Wan? You didn't show the trailer? You didn't show anything about Mando? You didn't show anything about Luke? And I didn't even want to see them. But in terms of stuff that would have been better, they didn't do a Mace Windu drop. They didn't do nothing. It was just, there's Vance in a back to tank. Like, alright. That's fucking exciting, I guess. That was a disappointment to me. Like, what? What else? I mean, I kind of already talked about it. We're just repeating ourselves. I did not like Grogu coming back. And actually doing stuff either. Like, really, dude? Like, just get the fuck out of here, Grogu. I love you, but every time something goes down, all these characters are always there. It's just like, dude, it could be better when it comes to that. Like, I really feel like they just wanted to squeeze Grogu in there. And they only, like, people said that with the Mando. Like, oh, it's just Grogu carrying, which is not the case. Mandalorian was written very well. But when you do stuff like this with Grogu, you kind of feed their, you put fuel on their fire. They can say it and get away with it now, because I feel like they did do it with this, where it's like, dude, we did not need to see Grogu in this fucking show. But they really wanted him to, like, we need him back for Mando Season 3, so write it into this show. It just, I didn't like it. I was like, really? Who's Rodriguez? You don't need to know. He sucks. Don't worry about him. Like, any time in a fight, though, speaking of Rodriguez, you saw something stupid. It was on one of his episodes. Like Cranston getting shot and then walking away. It's like, what? You were wounded and now you're not, and then you are wounded and now you're not. Like, make up your mind, you stupid Wookiee. What the fuck are you? Like, it's like, what? Little shit like that is just like, oh my god, he is just trash. Like, honestly, I'm surprised that got through the fucking writing. I was like, if I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, Rodriguez, why is he limping here and not there? Go reshoot that where he's fucking limping or not limping at all. Figure this shit out, dude. Make up your mind. Let's not play both sides here. He's either wounded or he's not. Like, let's make up your fucking mind here, dude. No, I think it will ultimately just be a lesson. Luke's testing him out. He's going back to Luke at some point and getting trained by him and everybody. That doesn't worry me, but squeezing him back into this show already, or into the Mando again is just like, wow, that is so forced. They built that whole shit up. And then they're like, before you even see the next episode, he's already back, don't worry. We couldn't get rid of that little money fucking pit. Why do you think Grogu's green? It's all that fucking money he makes him. It's like, oh, and this is coming from someone who loves Grogu. It's like, dude, but you gotta call it for what it is. Like, at the end of the day, I'm a little disappointed with Boba. Like, I don't mind the direction of the character. You know, trying to get out of the bounty hunting business, take over, and be a little nicer. I don't mind that. But the way it's shot to this point, I'm just like, dude, that's what you brought him back for? You just brought him back so you could show more Mando shit. That's the way it ultimately feels. Like, I didn't feel like the focus of this show was on Boba. It was more like, we want to show these cool scenes, so we're going to bring Boba back and throw it in his show. But it didn't feel like the focus of the story was actually on getting this stuff taken care of with the Pikes. It just kind of felt like that was the side story, which it wasn't. It was set up to be the main story. It is Boba's show after all. And it kind of felt like the backstory where you didn't really care as much. Like, they could have done such a better job with Boba, honestly. They could have done such a better job and still set up the Mando. So overall, I am disappointed in terms of that. But again, if I just look at it from a fan standpoint, not looking at it well written, I'm like, hey, I enjoyed my time watching the show. There was stuff I didn't like, but overall, I'm not disappointed I watched it, you know. So from that standpoint, I'm okay, but the well-written side, I just, like, I don't know, man. It felt sloppily put together. Let's just put it that way. Sum it up quickly. Mando, I did not get that vibe on either season. This one was just, I don't really feel like they knew what they wanted to do too much. Like, they just kind of like, alright, let's do a little of this, a little of that. Well, maybe not this, but we'll keep this part in. Like, they just kind of just, I really don't know how to put it. They didn't do a good job writing it. Overall. Could be better. Favreau kind of let me down. I'm like, ooh, thought you were good, dude.
Casualties on one of the walkers.
Yeah, but see, the same people who are all sucking Bryce's cock, I agree, her episode was amazing, but I also remember, I'm pretty fucking sure, correct me if I'm wrong, on one of the seasons on Mando, I don't remember which season, she did a slow episode, but it wasn't because of her writing, it was because the show was slow. And everyone hated her. But now that she does an exciting episode, everyone's all of a sudden sucking her cock now. Are you excited because of her directing skills, or are you excited because she had her name thrown on the exciting scene you wanted to see? That's the thing I kind of think people need to think of. Because I remember people, they couldn't stand her. And now all of a sudden she's the goddess that saved the thing. And again, I agree, her episode was great. I think it was probably my favorite episode. But for everyone all of a sudden loving her, but I go, man, didn't you guys like not like her then? I question whether you're judging her directormanship, whatever the word is, I don't know. Or just in terms of who gets a good episode or not. I don't know. That's one thing I noticed now. What else was there? Yeah, but we talked about the female Tusken, but again, you have to remember that Tuskens got killed way before this part of the story. So for them to just be holding on to her for this long didn't seem like it would make sense. So I kind of was like done talking about her coming back. I just kind of feel like she died off screen, which is a little surprising. Like, they could have showed her body. Maybe they didn't, I didn't see it.
We've been joined by Boba Fett.
Yeah, it is a little weird having Fennec go do that. But at least, I guess you could say Boba was busy at the time. So I give him credit, at least on that. Boba was doing something. He was riding the Rancor that everybody wanted to see. And frankly, it was way better than I thought it was going to be. I always was like, man, that thing's just some slow-moving hunk of junk. I was like, alright, at least this one's like King Kong kind of. Like, alright. But that would have been bad if he didn't do anything and then Fennec goes to do it. Like, what? Like, what? Not good. Well, that's what I'm kind of, we said earlier. Like, if they butcher Boba Fett, who is a loved character, plenty of lore and whatever you want to call it, stories you can go down, that would be good. I'm not sure they're ready to handle Obi-Wan and Vader, but they've already filmed all that shit and they're ready to release it. And overall, I'm disappointed with Boba. They could have done a way better job than what they did with him, and still accomplished their mission of setting up other stuff, like the Mando. But I kind of really feel like the reason we didn't see anything about Boba Season 2 is just because they don't know. They're like, oh, we'll see how it goes. I'm glad Luke didn't show up. I am glad too. I still wish we didn't even see Grogu, but when I saw the X-Wing, I was like, oh fuck, here we go. But I was happy when it just turned out to be Grogu. Again, rather neither of them show up. I don't even really want them in this show. As great as some other scenes were, I don't think they should have been in the show. They were sculpted for Mandalorian, and they put them here. And it's in a show where it's already kind of rushed for Boba's time and Boba's storylines. They just squeezed it in, and that's one of the main reasons I feel like the show could have done way better. It's like, dude, like you rushed it, and then you spent all the time showing that. Again, they could have set up. So think of it this way: they could have set up with Episode 5, where we first see Mando again. They could have left it there, and that would have set up the Mando Season 3. But then they went and kept showing Luke, which again I did not like. You guys know I love the scenes. They did not fit in this show. For anyone new to the channel and gonna start bitching, no, I love the scene. It just didn't fit here. But now that we know the reason, it was literally only put in there so they could get Grogu back to be in the next season of Mando. It's just like, what? So like all that goodbye shit means nothing. Like that's really what it was. They just wanted to tug at your heartstrings with like, but we're not getting rid of them. Don't worry. It's like I feel that's just done in poor taste, if you will. Frankly, there should have just been more episodes, and even though the episode's longer, I think would have helped too, but unfortunately, here we are. Wow, he can see me. Good eyes. No, I don't have a problem with Tamara Morrison being Boba. I didn't dislike the jetpack scene. I thought it was cool. I was like, hey, finally used it! And then they jump right into the middle of a street and start shooting at everyone, which I thought was stupid. Looks cool, two guys in the middle of the street fighting, but it's like, why don't you land on the roof where you have a little more cover? No, let's just land on the street. Got it. Like, it's like, alright, dude, that was a little weird, but the scene with the jetpack itself was actually pretty cool. Like, hey, he finally used it. But I'm just left questioning too many scenes in this where I didn't have to do that in the Mando. Didn't have to do that in Rogue One. Didn't have to do that in Solo, but the sequels I question way more, and here I still question more than I would like. It's just like, what? Even though I said this, there's going to be so many people mad. You can't talk bad about it. And again, they're the people we were talking about where they're just here for the Star Wars. They're not here for a well-written thing. Again, don't argue. Just stop. If that's all you look at a show is you're happy at Star Wars, then don't argue if it's well-written or not. Just stay out of the conversation. You can enjoy it all you want. And it looks like the screen's lagging now too. Fantastic. Just what the doctor ordered. What else? I know I'm forgetting scenes. What else are we forgetting? I know we just briefly mentioned, but I did like the Rancor scene. It looked actually way better than I thought. I was like, wow, that was actually fun. Like, okay. I was kind of like, Rancor, cool and all, but probably gonna have to fly off that thing to do anything significant. But I was like, no, he actually did some fighting, so that was good. It was positive. What else?
Attempting to seize the east hangar.
What else? I know there's more. Somebody say something.
I got point. Go in.
You're getting old, Taco. You're getting old. No, we talked about it earlier. I don't think episode 1 of Mando season 3 is gonna have Grogu. It's probably gonna be into the what he was doing in between. That's their way of writing around like, yeah, you all know he's back, but we're not gonna show him back. That's the way I feel like they're gonna write around that, which still just whore.
Starting elimination sweep.
I just questioning really a lot of this shit, even not even just the Mandalorian stuff. I question the positioning a lot of the stuff. Like, I don't know why they showed Luke and Ahsoka already, but yet they ignore the conversation. Like, I personally wouldn't have done it that way. Like, a lot of these scenes, like we've been saying, I feel like were good scenes just put in the wrong place, and I kind of get that with Ahsoka, too. It was like, what? Ahsoka's there? Like, such a surprise. Like, they did get us with the surprise, because I did not think we would be seeing Ahsoka here. We'll see plenty more of her in the future, but here, I did not see it. And then they leave without really saying anything? It's like, so why? What? Side note on that, which I've been wondering. How the fuck does Luke know where the Mando is the whole time? He just like, go take him back, R2. Did they put a tracking device on the Mando stuff? Like, side little tangent. What the hell? How does he always know? How did Mando know where Grogu was, and how did Grogu know where the Mando was? They're cool like that? Because I find that a little hard to believe, because if Luke's like, all like, oh, the Mando's here, kind of like, oh, ruining my progress, then why the fuck you give him your location then? So that's something I do, maybe they showed it and I missed it, I would love to know. Meanwhile, the stream is still fucking lagging, fantastic. Man, fucking tastic. He did? I didn't even notice that. See, that's something I missed, if that's the case. He fired his missile and then all of a sudden he has another one. That is, I missed that, but that would annoy the fuck out of me if I saw it. Maybe he got some shoved in some places, who knows. Maybe it regrows. Maybe he's a Battlefront 2 hero and they just randomly come back all of a sudden. Oh wait, we can't even shoot that here, never mind. Like, I'm choking. That hurt my throat. And down. Yeah, honestly, I never thought Bane killed Vance, but I don't mind Vance dying. Like, he's cool and all, but I don't really give a shit. And I think the game's broke. I can't spawn. Well, there you go. Well, I guess we'll just end that here. We were going to keep talking, but it's probably about to freeze anyway, and the stream's crashing, so wait, let's see if I can get a hero. Will that fix the glitch? No. Try it this way. No. Can I respawn? No, I'm already dead. Alright, well. Thought that could be the glitch, but no.